Hello everybody, Cold Starcraft here. This is the second time I had to cast this. My SSD was full, so we got about 5 minutes in last time, and then nothing going on. So a little good luck, have fun going out. We've got a Protoss versus Protoss, blue versus red, or red versus blue. That was a good, that was a funny cartoon, although they kind of fell off, to be honest. But anyways, little Halo talk, and Sprawl's going out actually with a microing around a little bit, gonna drop that probe, possibly sent out that, or drop a pylon rather, not a probe, possibly sent the probe a little too early, way too many P's going on. And what do we have here? Basically, they're gonna meet at the middle at the exact same time. Actually, Sprawll is deciding he doesn't want that to happen. He doesn't want Seismic here, I think that's what his name is, to see his scout, so he's choosing to go around. Not really sure why, but hey, that's cool, that's alright. Doesn't want him to know he's scouting till he's right in the base, checking out what's going on. Sprawll drops down a gateway and then sends out his probe to chase down the other probe, and they're playing bumper cars, no zapping, no electricity going on here, just a lot of bumping. Not sure what that's about, but we'll have to see. Basically the exact same thing going on either end, except Seismic's probe is actually using his little lightning bolt to get in some zaps. Sprawll is playing passively and choosing only to bump and not do any damage. So taking the very Canadian approach of diplomatic adventures, and we're getting a lot of spotlight here. Hopefully that clears up. Seismic's dropping that gateway. Very, very standard stuff. Pretty well everything is even. Seismic is maybe slightly ahead on the production structures, although I believe he is one ahead. He is one ahead on the probes, so that could be why. And Seismic is still able to just run around here unchecked. Sprawll drops the cybernetics core. He hasn't realized yet that his probe is not actually doing damage. He's on follow, interestingly enough. So we'll have to see what goes on here. Seismic dropping a cybernetics core as well, so we've got both have cybernetics cores on the way. Sprawll's is slightly ahead. If we look back at the probes, oh, now it's evened up, so we'll have to see who's going to hit 19 first. Well, Seismic isn't. Sprawll is, because it's halfway, so Sprawll actually closing that gap as well. Sprawll getting both gas, 3 on both gas, and we now see Seismic is just getting his second gas. So we'll have to see here. What are they going to go for? Are they just going to go for 4-gate? We see a cybernetic or warp gate research is coming out for Seismic already. And it's coming out for Sprawll as well, warping out a stalker. And we see Sprawll drops a pylon in the back here just to check things out. And again, I guess he's just going to ignore this probe now because he wasn't able to do any damage to it. And this probe is going to start zapping away at this pylon, and the stalker will dispatch of it easily. And we do see that Robo Bay going down, so Sprawll really likes those, getting a Robo Bay going gateway cybernetics into Robo. And those immortals have really been working out, so we'll have to see. What do we have here? We're going with a straight 4-gate from Seismic here, and we'll have to see. The Immortals can counter the Stalkers, so we'll have to see how this goes. Dropping down an additional gateway and a pylon. Gotta make sure he doesn't get supply blocked. It's close, but not supply blocked. Although Seismic could run into supply block problems if he's not careful, at least, especially with this warp gate technology finishing right now, and he's going to have these 2 gateways done in a second. And we do see a Twilight Council. Where's the Twilight Council? Twilight Council hidden over here by the rock, so we could see Blink Stalkers or Charge Lots, although most likely Blink Stalkers. So we'll have to see what he gets out here. The warp gates are now done. All 3 of them are in, and now he's warping in some more stalkers, so we probably will see the blink coming out fairly quickly. That Twilight Council is done now. and we see one Immortal on the field. It's one Immortal, one Sentry, one Stalker for Sprawll. So his army is a little thin right now, to be honest, because they're, with that Warp Gate completion, these Stalkers just come in and never stop. So they flood in. There's 6 now in the game, and Blink has started getting Chrono boosted out. So we're going Blink Stalkers against a 2 Warp Gate Robo build. So we'll see what happens. Researching Hallucination. No Chrono boost on that quite yet. Chrono boost on the Immortal, actually. And that Chrono boost running out pretty well at the exact right time. So we'll see what happens here. Sprawll knows that Seismic is moving out. He knows he has this tower. And Seismic also has this pylon to reinforce units. Now you can reinforce them up here on the high ground, or you can actually see warp them in there. It actually would have been a better idea. You can warp them in right here. And so instead of being here, they would be here, and they wouldn't have to run down here. And yeah, you see what I'm saying. So Sprawl's going to drop down a proxy pylon pretty well just outside of his base. He could be actually looking to expand, which would be a great idea considering he has, well, he had 300 minerals, and then he must have warped some units in. He just spent a bunch of money. So we see Seismic is now checking the back door, and really got to figure out what's going on with this spot leg. I think it's when Fraps makes a new file, but it's doing it entirely too much. So we'll have to see. Sprawll does have a detector on this. Sprawll's army is going to come in and get a good surround. These Stalkers will not escape, moving forward and running into the corner. Not sure why. They are going to get absolutely annihilated. This Stalker might get away, actually. Actually, he will get away with 15 HP. And he'll be the first one down in the big battle, though. Now the forces meeting in the middle. It was essential that Sprawll was able to clean up those 3 Stalkers, because really the rest of this Blink Stalker army is not strong enough when it lost those. So this Zealot is on hold and will get killed. This pylon is down. Really, Seismic is on the retreat. Losing those 3 Stalkers over here at the rocks was huge. If he was able to keep those 3 Stalkers in the game, it could have been a very different fight here at the pylon. Although Sprawll saw the opportunity and capitalized on it. And he is now moving out. Entirely too much spotlight. We'll have to see if this works out or not. And then Sprawll choosing to go through the back door. Now, really, even though Seismic can see this, even though he is aware of it, where's he going? He's going to move out. Actually, let's take it off the cam. He's just going crazy. He is going to run right past this army and possibly try to do a base trade. Sprawll is moving in right now with a hallucinated Colossus. So if we go to the everyone screen, that Colossus will turn into a ghost-looking character. And now Seismic is trying to get in the back door of Sprawll, so we'll have to see. I would like to see Sprawll possibly pull back right now with the rocks being down. Although, it's hard to see, but there's going to be a base trade here, trying to kill these gateways. This gateway just getting in right now, actually turning it into a 5, actually, that'd be 4 gate. So turning into a 4 gate, the pylon is down, so these gateways are offline. But now the exact same thing is going to happen in Sprawll's base. Seismic is moving in, running straight for this huge mess of pylons here, blinking forward to speed himself up, and these probes will escape out of there, all going to the natural. Although these Stalkers blinking over, Stalkers are so quick, and using that blink they can cover a lot of ground, shooting down a few probes, although this Nexus just completing right now, although 2 probes didn't get the message, although what happened with that? They were told to stop and then they kept going. I'm not quite sure, but they are running to their death. If we look back in the main of Seismic, Sprawll is destroying everything. Pretty well all the infrastructure is dead. There's really not much left here. Same thing though with Seismic. He's able to knock down all these pylons. All the unit producing structures are dead. Sprawll is now getting in a forge, probably going to cannon up his natural here. And Seismic is trying to run away to this gold, although it's going to take these probes an extremely long time to laser tag down these destructible rocks. So Sprawll really needs to be doing something right here. What is he doing? He's dropping in a bunch of gateways and a couple photon cannons. Although it will not be in time, Seismic will get in here, taking a couple pokes onto the shields, but really not doing anything permanent. Sprawll's army is now retreating. I would have liked to seen him pick off this Nexus, actually, while he was standing there, and then return. And Seismic is making sure to get rid of that gas. You don't want that gas staying there. Not sure why. He's got a lot of more important other things to look at. These need to be transferred back because this Nexus is still up. It can still be making money. So we'll have to see. Seismic trying to abuse the high ground. Sprawll really is too far ahead. He has a mining base. Both the gas are finished. He's got a couple cannons. These are going to be made into warp gates soon, I would believe. And then Seismic, seeing how far he is behind, has chosen to leave the game. So interesting base trade there. I really think the game came down to... Well, it came down to two things. It came down to these Immortals just able to destroy these Stalkers. They have 50 damage versus armored. 50 damage versus armored. So they are able to dispatch of these Stalkers very easily. And catching these 3 Stalkers out of position, and he lost these 3 Stalkers really to nothing. He wasn't able to do any damage with them and lost them all. I think those were the 2 turning points of this game. So if you're watching this game, throw down a comment, do a thumbs up, and see you next time.